There is a small white bag sitting on a shelf in my garage right now. It weighs 5 pounds, it cost me about $9 at the farm store, and the powder inside looks like dirty green sand. That powder is the reason my lawn turns so dark by the middle of June that folks driving through the neighborhood slow down and stare at it. Not bright green like the picture on a fertilizer bag. Dark like the outfield at a ballpark. The old groundskeeper who kept the ball field downtown showed me this powder back in the 90s, and he told me the crews before him had been using it since before the war. 2 hours of easy walking on a Saturday and the color starts turning before the next sundown. But here's what matters, my friend. Plenty of folks buy this exact powder, use it the wrong way, see nothing at all, and swear the whole thing is junk. So stay with me to the end, because whether this works or fails comes down to one specific thing your grass leaf does with water. And nobody at the store is ever going to explain it to you. I'm Garry Strickland. I'm 63 years old. I spent my working life as a carpenter, and for better than 30 years, I've kept the same quarter acre in the same Midwest neighborhood. Most of what I know came from my old neighbor Earl, a World War II veteran with the thickest lawn on the street and nothing in his shed but a rotary mower and a coffee can of grass seed, and from the old groundskeepers around town who were kind enough to talk to a curious carpenter. My neighbors ask me what lawn service I hire. I don't hire one. Now, think back to the last bag of fertilizer you bought, the one with that deep green lawn printed on the front of it. You spread it right. You watered it in. And your grass grew like a teenager, so fast you were mowing twice a week by the end of the month. But the color never came. It stayed that washed out yellow-green shade that looks thin even when the lawn is thick. There is a plain reason for that. That bag is mostly nitrogen, and nitrogen is a growth mineral. It pushes the blade up taller and faster, and that is about all it does. The dark color lives in something called chlorophyll, which is just the name for the green pigment inside the leaf. And grass cannot make chlorophyll without one mineral that barely shows up in that bag at all. Iron. The fancy catalogs know it too. That is why they sell those deep green liquid blends for close to $40 a quart, and why you have to buy them again every single spring forever. But the ball field crews in this town were getting that same dark color long before those bottles existed, with plain ferrous sulfate, iron and sulfur put together by nature for a few dollars a pound at any farm store. That's the kind of math the catalogs stopped doing for you. Now, hold on to that thought about the folks who spray this and see nothing, because the reason they fail is coming near the end of this video, and it is the whole ball game. Now, everything I'm showing you today has its own place in a little book I put together called The Old Ways, 50 Forgotten Lawn Secrets from America's Greatest Groundskeepers. Before Earl and the old fellas around town were all gone, I sat down and wrote out every small, cheap, patient trick they taught me over 30 years, plain enough that any homeowner can follow along. It's 104 pages, and this iron trick sits right in there with its cousins, laid out just as simple as I'm telling you now, alongside the soil secrets in part 1 and the watering and mowing habits in part 2. The whole book is $17, marked down from $47. Set that against one $40 bottle you buy every single year, and the book pays for itself before you finish the first chapter. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right, neighbor, let's roll up our sleeves. You need 3 things for this job, and you may already own 2 of them. First, a bag of ferrous sulfate. Some stores label it iron sulfate, and it is the same thing. You'll find it at a farm store or a garden center, usually sitting near the soil amendments, and a 5-pound bag runs around $9 or $10. Second, a pump sprayer, the 1 or 2 gallon kind you pump up by hand. Third, a pair of rubber gloves and some shoes you don't care about, because this powder stains, and in a minute I'll tell you exactly what that means. And whatever your particular bag says on the label, read it and follow it. The old fellas respected the label, and so do I. Now here is the mix, and I want you to get this exactly right. 2 ounces of ferrous sulfate into 1 gallon of water. That is 2 ounces by weight, not 2 cups. And the difference matters. So a cheap kitchen scale is your friend here. 1 gallon of that mix covers 1,000 square feet of lawn. Let me say it again, slowly. 2 ounces of powder, 1 gallon of water, 1,000 square feet of grass. Use warm water if you can, and swirl the sprayer until every last bit of that powder dissolves. For an average front and back yard of around 5,000 square feet, that is 5 gallons, which means 5 refills of a 1 gallon sprayer. That right there is most of your 2 hours, and there's no rush at all. The old groundskeeper downtown used to say, "A man in a hurry ruins a lawn twice." Now for the spraying itself, and this part is easier than mowing. Set your sprayer nozzle to a fine mist. Walk your lawn in slow, steady rows, the same pattern you mow in. Coat the grass blades lightly and evenly, just enough to wet the leaf. You are not trying to soak the ground. If the mix is running off the blades and puddling in the soil, you are spraying too heavy. And I'll tell you at the end exactly why that wastes the whole batch. That handles the grass. But it leaves you with one warning I need you to take seriously. Keep that spray at least 6 feet away from your driveway, your sidewalk, and your patio. Iron stains concrete a rust orange color, and that stain does not wash off with a hose. Not this year, and probably not next year either. 6 feet back from any concrete. If it's a breezy day, wait for a calm one. This is the mistake that turns a $9 Saturday into a story your wife tells for a decade. So take your time near the edges. Now, before you go grab that sprayer, there's one thing to check first, and it's the timing. You spray this in the evening after supper, or early in the morning, while the dew is still on the grass. Never in the midday sun. And you skip any day the forecast runs above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 80, not a guess, and not close enough. Because iron on a hot blade in hot sun can leave little scorched specks instead of dark color. Once it's down, don't water the lawn for 24 hours and check the sky, because a rainstorm inside that first day washes your work away. Hold off mowing for a day or two as well. I keep mentioning the evening, and I promise the why is coming, and it's worth the wait. Here is what you can honestly expect, because I'd rather be straight with you than sell you a miracle. The color starts turning by the next sundown. It deepens over 2 or 3 days until the lawn goes that dark ballpark green, and it holds for 3 to 4 weeks. Come back and do it again once a month through spring and fall, and rest the lawn through the worst of summer. And notice what iron doesn't do. It doesn't push growth so you get the dark color without mowing one extra time, which is the exact opposite of what that nitrogen bag does to you. One honest limit, my friend. Iron darkens living grass. It will not raise the dead. A bare brown patch is a seed job, not an iron job, and anyone who tells you different is selling something. I remember standing at the ball field fence one October watching the old groundskeeper spray his outfield at dusk, and I asked him why he didn't just do it at lunchtime like a sensible man. He laughed at me. He said the sun undoes it and the night does the work. It took me 2 ruined batches on my own quarter acre to understand what he meant. And that brings us to the part I promised you at the start. The one specific thing your grass leaf does with water. The thing that decides whether this powder transforms your lawn or does absolutely nothing. Here in most of the Midwest, our soil runs what the old fellas called sweet, alkaline in the book language. And in sweet soil, iron locks up. The moment iron powder meets that soil, it turns into a form that is basically rust, the same as a nail rusting in the rain, and grass roots cannot drink rust. That is why the granular iron a man spreads on the ground here does close to nothing, and why so many folks swear the whole idea is junk. They fed the dirt, and the dirt took the iron hostage. But the leaf is a different door. A grass blade can drink iron straight through its surface. No roots involved at all. And here's the catch that everything hangs on. The leaf can only drink while the droplet is still wet. The moment that droplet dries, the door closes, and whatever iron is left just sits there as dust. Spray at noon in July, and the sun bakes those droplets dry in a few minutes, so the leaf barely gets a sip. Spray in the evening, and the cool air and the night dew keep those blades wet for hours, and the leaf drinks all night long. Same bag, same mix, same lawn. The only difference between the man who gets a dark lawn and the man who gets nothing is how long the water stayed on the blade. The sun undoes it. The night does the work. The old groundskeeper gave me the whole secret in 9 words, and it took me 30 years to appreciate how much was in them. And that right there is exactly the kind of thing the old fellas taught me. The book has 49 more just like it, laid out just as plain. The old ways, 104 pages. Everything from the soil secrets in part 1 to the drought tricks in part 3, written down before the men who taught me are all gone. $17 down from $47 against a $40 bottle the catalog wants you to buy every year for the rest of your life. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time, there is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So, remember it plain, my friend. 2 ounces, 1 gallon, 1,000 square feet, sprayed on the blade in the evening, kept 6 feet off the concrete, and left dry for 24 hours. Tell me in the comments what your lawn is fighting right now and what state you're in. I read every single one. And next time, I'm going to show you why the old groundskeepers raise their mower blades in July, and the exact cutting height that keeps a lawn green through a drought without 1 extra drop of water. Keep that lawn thick and green, my friend, and I'll see you over the fence.